All right, here we go.
Hi.
Another crazy, ridiculous week, and we're waiting for Jana to jump on. But
Mhm.
holy crap, dude!
It's crazier and crazier.
Like I can't even like. There's so many other things I could go into too. Like I could go into Diddy. I, I mean,
Ooh,
yeah,
yeah, that's a big one.
yo,
Mhm.
where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah, for
Bruce
sure.
Wayne, what's up?
What's
Chris
up?
Beast, what's up?
Crowbar, what's
What's
going
good?
on?
Um, I could. There's so many things that
There
I
she is. What up,
Jody.
Jody?
I
Oh, Bruce Wayne, thanks. Welcome.
hey. I could go into so many things, but I just have to share this because I really like
Oh, there's
what
Jeffrey number 1.
Jeffrey number one.
What's up?
Hey, um, this killed me to no end. Why in the world? If you talk to me like this, I'm legitimately not listening to you. Like I
Me
can't. I don't even.
hit the volume first.
Oh right, yeah, you right.
Offended that our children are not receiving affordable gender reassignment surgery along with hormone blockers and access to abortions.
Who is having a conversation with someone talking to you like that? Like, no one is having a conversation. If you're talking to me like this, I'm gone. Like, I'm out. If you're trying to convey a point to me, go. I'm not. There's no way I'm listening to you at all.
Mm-mm.
This alone is a threat to our democracy. It just shows that you people do not care about our children, and that these are the same people who refuse to obey the science and get fully vaccinated. It's science, people.
It's science. It's science. Yeah, I can't. Like, I just. There's no way, and they do this everywhere. And this was just, hey, yeah.
Adios.
Um, if like you're
But
that's what they do though. They just scream at you the entire time.
that is the mixed message I feel like from every group that feels like that they want to protest, that they have something to say, that they want to raise their voice and whatever. They're literally raising their voice. And for most people, if they're being yelled at, like you said, they're checked out.
Yeah.
They're not taking you seriously
I'm not
anymore. They're
answering you.
laughing at you. They're dismissing you because who is going to want to
Yeah.
listen
No,
to that?
nobody.
Other than, I mean, it sounds like a child. Like, it really sounds like, when Bubs was 3 and 4 and just whining and screaming and having a temper tantrum
that
or
was
whatever. Like, I'm checked. Like,
that's a grown ass man in a rainbow whatever. I'm not listening to you. I'm just not.
I'm not listening to you because you're screaming at me.
Right.
You're screaming and you're punching the thing and whatever. Like, there's a difference between having a stern voice and being clear and maybe having some bass in your voice
Yeah.
to get your point across, but you're screaming at me. Like,
For
you're
real.
screaming and whining and whatever, and so it's just like,
I'm not. I can't.
yeah, I've lost interest in anything that you're saying, and it doesn't matter what
Yeah, what you're saying, what the content is.
exactly.
I don't care what the content
Mhm.
is. Blah.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm checked out. I'm shut off. All right. Oh, Judy Reed, what's up, girl? I think they scream and shout like a child in hopes of people giving them their way and caving. Yeah, and they want to be the loudest person in the room too.
Yeah.
I absolutely want to be the loudest person in the room, because if they're the loudest person in the room, then you can't do anything. Oh my God, I'm not going to say anything, because
Mhm.
if I say anything, this person's just going to start screaming at me again. I'm not trying to do that.
Yeah, and it's the battle of, do you wanna be right?
Yeah.
Or do you wanna be heard?
Yeah.
And that's different. If you're screaming at me because you want to be right, I'm not gonna be able to hear anything that you're saying.
Dude. Not with
So,
that, and not with that dude yelling at me either.
no.
Like,
No. Not at all.
All right, let's jump in. Even with Jenna not here, she'll
Alright.
show up in a second. But Yeah, let's go to the Planet Fitness thing. I think we've talked it to death, but I have had uh I I I w I was watching this Sevan podcast, right? So, basically, there was this, lady, that went into, a Planet Fitness, went into the bathroom, the female bathroom, and there was a dude in there shaving his legs or whatever in Alaska, and I don't know why you would wanna shave your legs in Alaska, it's fucking cold, and I wanna be warm, so
Extra layer.
yeah, I don't know why you would do that anyway, but, and homie said, "I'm queer." Didn't even say I'm transgender, didn't even say like, just was like, "Hey, I'm queer."
Mhm.
And apparently that's supposed to give you access to the women's bathroom. You can just be queer. You don't even have to be transgender. You don't even have to think you're a woman. You can identify as queer, which uh, I don't even know what that means.
Mm.
I don't know what identifying as queer actually means. It's so broad. Anybody can use that term.
Mhm.
So whatever. But anyway, I wanted to come at it from this point because everybody's kind of talked about Planet Fitness or whatever, but I wanted to come at it from this point. So
Well, hold on. Do you want what the definition is
sure,
of
go ahead.
queer?
What's the
Let's see if
definition of
we
queer?
can.
Let's find out.
Hi, Rosie. I heard you might come see us.
Oh, Rosie View. Yeah,
I
come
heard
visit.
I heard you might come visit.
Come visit, girl.
Queer. Strange or odd.
Sure. That makes sense. That works. For the dude that was in the girl's bathroom shaving his legs. Sure.
Um it's an umbrella term for people who are not heterosexual or are not cisgender. Originally meaning strange or peculiar. Queer.
Also true. I'll go with that. Stranger peculiar. Fine. Cool.
Um
Yeah.
yeah,
So you're not heterosexual, so you're queer. So what you're saying is because I'm a lesbian, I can't say I'm a lesbian. I have to be queer. They're super awesome. Let's go, girl. Let's get it.
How are y'all?
What's up?
we have similar bangs today. Just kind of hanging out.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
hey,
There you
let's
go.
go.
There you go.
So we're getting into the term queer and trying to figure out what queer actually means.
Can you define it for us?
Do you know? We didn't know. We had to look it up.
Weird.
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 That was the first definition that came up. Strange.
Yeah.
Which also
Okay.
the guy in the
She's
Dude,
just playing
girl,
with
you good?
her with her.
I'm just trying to figure out because it's opposite of what it actually is.
Oh
so
yeah,
Yep,
no,
yep.
yeah. Don't
It's not
do it
as
in camera.
easy
Yeah.
No,
as
don't do it in the camera.
yeah.
So yeah, so the dude in the Planet Fitness bathroom shaving his legs in Alaska identified as queer, and that meant weird or strange. And I absolutely agree with that, dude. You're weird and strange for shaving your legs in a girl's bathroom. And so this woman gets, messed up. Like the woman who took the picture of him and put it out there to try to get some help, couldn't get any help. And Planet Fitness doubled down and was like, nah, lady, sorry, dudes are allowed in your bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to look at it from a different perspective because I watched the Sevan podcast and he had a show where they called Planet Fitnesses to find out what their policy was, right? So they pretended that they were, transgender or whatever and called these Planet Fitnesses to find out. And they called one in Alabama, one in California. I'm not even sure the one. It was great. But there was one where a young she sounded young, a young lady answered, and she gave all these things off. And they were, I mean, Russell was asking, I don't know how many questions. It was a great, the questioning was great. But the answer of their policy that they gave for one of them was, we prefer that you go into the bathroom to that you present most. So if you present most like a woman, go into a woman's bathroom. If you present most, and I don't envy
Like a
this
man.
girl, then you go into the men's bathroom, right? So What a fucking mess. How do you like what a mess.
But that's so vague.
Eh,
Like, because
'Cause
I could
what it
think I look like a woman and look like a whole man. Like,
Ooh, girl, your
you get
internet.
what I mean?
You're in the wrong spot, girl. You're breaking up hard. Pause. Your internet's breaking up.
They might
There we
it
go.
might be okay, is that better?
You're good. Nope.
Okay.
Bad. Oh, this is a Chris Beasterfield show right now. Are you good?
I don't know, am I?
No, it's still
No,
breaking
it's
up.
still
and
breaking
stuff.
up bad.
Let's see.
Here. Nope. Nope, you're stuck. Oh, good. I was just talking about this.
About what?
Oh, nope.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. You change that. Oh, Chris, you can hear her? We can't hear you at all.
No, it's breaking up for us, but everybody else can say that they can hear you fine.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there we go.
That's better.
Is it us? It might be us.
I mean, we're having a pretty bad storm, so
We're about to get it tomorrow, yeah. Oh, you can hear fine. Okay, everybody's good.
All right, cool.
So go ahead. What were you saying?
okay, I'm totally lost
Yeah,
for
sorry,
thought.
the present yeah, my bad. Go into the bathroom that you present as.
Right.
So that's
And
pretty broad term.
yeah. I mean, because it's just about perspective at that, you know what I mean, versus reality. Like, what were you
Yeah.
biologically born as? Now, if you look like Blair White and you can pass, cool, do it. But don't look like that dude talking about, I present mostly like a woman. No, you don't. You present mostly like a man because you are a man.
Oh, this is fun because this is what I wanted to get into. So like I'm that 0.01% in I am a woman, I present like a man. Right? So what bathroom I don't want to go into a men's bathroom. That's uncomfortable for me.
Why would
Also,
you? I mean,
I,
you don't have to. Like, that's the whole thing is that what they define as what woman is, like, is whatever they want to define it as. But you as a woman should be able to dress how you wish, you know, cut your hair the way you wish, you know, do whatever. You are a woman. Biologically, you're a woman. You're not in the wrong for being in a woman's restroom because you're more uh, masculine than feminine. And
fair,
that's all about perspective at that.
right.
I've noticed that most butch lesbians, they might look butch, but they act all girl.
No,
So
sure.
you
Yeah,
that's me.
I'm not disputing that at all. What I'm saying is that if I go into a women's bathroom, there's a possibility, like you said, it's all about perspective, right? And so that's why this kind of policy for Planet Fitness is weird. Because if I go into a women's bathroom, there's a possibility there's young girls in there and I freak them out because I present masculine. I'm big enough, dude. I'm 6 foot, 185, with shoulders. So I walk in a hat and a sweatshirt and whatever. There's a possibility that I scare young girls or make them like their thought process is like, why is there a dude in the women's bathroom? Blah, blah, blah. Right. That's not their fault. It's not my fault. This is just how I like to dress. But knowing that that's happening, I'm choosing not to do that. I used to be pissed about it. I'm not pissed about it anymore. But I am that 1% that's like, hey, this is my reality. This is how I live. I'm not going to go do that. And for all the other, like, if we're talking about kids, like, we're trying to not do shit to harm kids. I'm not going to do shit to harm kids. If there's a possibility of a 5-year-old little girl trying to go to the bathroom in a public restroom, I'm not taking that chance. Right? Like, I'm not. And for the rest of them to like be like, oh, I don't give a shit. Kids should just accept this. Kids should just know this, blah, blah, blah. Nah, man. Like, it sucks. We're the 0.01%, but you know what? Hey, so their policies are dumb as hell. That was my original point. It's just their policies for that is dumb as hell. Go to the one that you present as, but also if you're a dude and you want to shave your legs in the locker room, that's fine too. So none of your policies protect women or children. That was my so unless you're someone that's self-aware, that's like, hey, I don't want to like screw up a little kid or, make a woman feel uncomfortable, then what you guys are out of luck. Like there's gonna be dudes in your bathroom. See my beaver. So do you always go to the gender neutral or family bathroom? Yes, always. I literally I'm sure most of you guys know, but I literally have plans when I go out where I can go to the bathroom and where I can't.
Or she doesn't go
Or I don't go.
until we get home.
Yep.
Mhm.
So and that's just what it is.
See, and that's where it's hard for me because I was a truck driver for 8 years, and there are some truck stops that don't have showers, and usually the showers have a bathroom with a shower in it. So whenever you got to one and you could do it like that, cool. But that wasn't always your go-to. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like if you're stopping because you're driving and you have to go to the restroom, you got to go to the restroom. And I'll tell you from a little story. I was at a TA in California. I think it like Palm Springs.
What's a TA? Because otherwise people are gonna think it's tits and ass.
That's what you think it is. It's a truck stop, and I had to go to the restroom. I went in the ladies' restroom. I'm washing my hands, and the lady taps me on the shoulder and says, "Sir, you're not supposed to be in here." And I'm like, when I turn around, well, I'm not a him. I'm a her. I was like, and I can be here.
Mhm.
Right.
And she poked me again, and she grabbed me this time, so I hit her. Like, you put your hands on me.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I like, and the police come and they take her away because she has drugs on her. She's a lot lizard. You know what I mean?
Oh, trucker
Like,
life. Got it.
right. Like, so, like, for me, I didn't have that option all the time. Like, oh, I'm going to just go into this gender neutral bathroom.
Yeah.
Like, I was on a
Oh,
time
they're not everywhere.
schedule. I can't do that all the time, nor should I have to. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, I am still a woman. And I don't think children are affected by the fact that you have short hair.
Mhm.
Like I just don't. Like I mean, I believe that some people, might get thrown off. Like, is that a boy or a girl? But if they were to actually talk to you, then they
Yeah,
would
no,
know.
it's not. No, I am that
I mean,
point
because I
zero.
looked like a straight. This is the first time I've had long hair in 15 years.
Yeah,
So for 15 years, I've had butch haircut. I'm just as butch as you,
yeah,
and
no,
I
it's
don't have any tits or ass or nothing. You would never know that I was a girl.
uh, people it's just my size. It really is my size. And if I have a baseball hat on and,
Yeah. I
a
mean, I
big
get what you
t-shirt,
mean,
whatever
but
it
I
is,
just I don't want you
I
to ever feel like you should have to like uh not go to the restroom because of that. Like I
no,
don't like that. I
no,
feel bad. Like
I
it's
get
not even like anything like
don't feel
I'm like
bad. It's not about that. I don't need to go into the women's restroom anymore. That's not a thing. Honestly, I'm so sick of talking about bathrooms. It's so annoying. That's why I hate this shit right now. And I have to talk about it all the time because like if I never hear about another freaking bathroom and who has to go into what bathroom, I will be a happy human being. Like I just go into the bathroom that you're supposed to go into the bathroom and don't make people feel unsafe. How about that? Like that's all it is. It's not a big deal. I don't there's this feeling that the government's going to protect us from some shit or shield us or whatever. I'm a grown ass woman. If I'm in a situation where I need protection, then I'm in the wrong fucking situation. Like you know what I mean? It's not I'm s- I'm an adult. Kids are different. You know what I'm saying? It's just stop putting women and children in positions that they can't. Like it's so aggravating on so many
But it's
levels. But
not. But like, it's just not going to happen at this point because obviously they've made it a point to let us know that they don't approve of what it is that, like, like the gender, like conforming, like men and women, like that can't be anymore. Like they are just fighting so hard against it.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like they can't go back on these bathrooms because that's really kind of like the little starting points was like the bathrooms. They started talking about the
yeah, they kind of got us
bathrooms,
used to it, right? It was a little
right?
bit at a time.
A
They got
little bit at a
yeah,
time. Yeah, like you can't eat the whole cookie all at
right,
once.
yeah,
It's like, okay, I gotta have a little bit at a time so I can chew it, I can digest it, I can get you. Okay, another bite. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I mean that really is the truth.
It's but
It
anyway, Planet Fitness is getting basically Bud Lighted right now. So they lost like $400 million. Like women are like, fuck this, I'm not going to freaking Planet Fitness anymore. So they're getting Bud Lighted right now. They're gonna get they're gonna get the same treatment as Bud Light got.
It's still always the story about kind of what we were saying in the beginning with the reel that you showed or whatever, is that they are yelling so loud and they want to be protected so much, and why aren't you protecting me, or why aren't you looking out for me, and you need to follow how I feel and you need to do all these things for me. But any time that someone else is like a biological woman is also asking for the same thing, I want to feel safe. This woman was like, I want to feel safe in my own bathroom, my gender bathroom. And they're like, you can't talk like that because you're against them. And that's always the hardest part for me, is that you're shouting at me that I have to protect you and understand you and support you and be on your side and cross all these, bullet points off the list about how I can be an ally to you. And I'm simply stating that I also want to feel safe, that I also want to be accepted, that I also want to be heard. I also want the opportunity to have my
You're
own
not allowed
feelings
to.
and my thoughts and beliefs, and I'm
You're
not
not
allowed
you're
to.
not minority enough. You're cisgender. You're
We're not
whatever the
allowed
hell.
to.
Like, yeah, you're not allowed to have feelings.
I
Sorry.
mean, it's just digress back to misogyny at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's just a man telling you to keep him safe, or she, vice versa. I mean, how many trans men do you hear talk about these? Like,
Oh, because they're
there's
safe.
not.
They're fine. They're in a room full of women. They're safe. They don't got nothing to worry about. They got a whole nutsack full of testosterone, and they're good. Like, they're not unsafe. Where's the unsafe dudes? Like, what? Get out of here. It's ridiculous. Where are
Yeah,
the feminists? The problem is that these new age feminists,
but
like,
they're not feminists.
it,
Like,
it's just weird. They just, I don't know. They want to be minority too, I guess. I don't know. It's the fight to be who can be the most minority. How minority can you be? Like, let's go. So, um,
they had somebody had worn a "No child is born in the wrong body" shirt from Gag
oh yeah, I saw
at
that. Yeah,
Planet Fitness, and
I
so
see.
they did a promotional code, Planet Fitness. You
Yeah,
get
that
10%
was awesome.
off.
Yeah, that was great. I saw that. That was fabulous.
I really like that little spin on it.
Hey, have you
Yeah.
seen this? This is freaking amazing. Uh, I think this
Bye,
is what.
Jody.
Oh, bye. Oh no, Jody's not leaving. She's saying bye to Seema. Bye, Seema.
Oh,
Um, check this out. I think this was what Chris was talking about when Chris Beasterfield was here. So you see the logo to Nickelodeon
Nickelodeon is the same logo or as Epstein
as
Island.
yeah,
I've seen that.
Easy.
dude. I fell out of my chair after watching the documentary and seeing that. I I I was done. I was like, what? I mean, it's literally down to the little point, like the little orange point, and then there's a point at the top of the Epstein's eye. Like, it's so
Mm-hmm.
crazy and it's so close.
Mhm.
What's happening, dude? What are we doing, Nickelodeon? What are we doing? And
Well,
I know people wanna say, like, because they bring up Dan Schneider, who is the producer on the show, and he came up with all the shows or whatever, that he wasn't convicted of anything, but other people underneath him, working underneath him, were convicted of many things, very a lot of really gross, disgusting things, and it was on your watch, bro. Like, you were overseeing everything, and he was weird anyway.
I don't know. Like he was one of the writers for these shows, and these shows were not. Let's just take out grooming, and take out sexual assault on children. I'm gonna take that out real quick. I don't know if you watched it, where it was that one of the black teenagers that was playing in It's All That is
Yeah,
in spandex. And I don't know if you notice this, but like on the front of his, like he's supposed to be the superhero, big nosed superhero.
yeah.
So he has a big nose on his chest, and then on the side
It was either a
of
superhero
his,
or a rapper, yeah.
no, those are two different ones.
Oh, okay,
Uh,
okay.
and he has what looks like balls and dick, a big balls and dick that are black on the
Yeah.
side, going down
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah.
side,
Yep, I saw that.
right?
Yep.
And the,
It's so weird.
he shoots something in the lady's face, and it's supposed to be kind of like a cum shot.
Oh, it was definitely a cum shot, for
Mhm.
sure.
And like, how racist is that? Like that, like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, so you have a black character with a big nose, and it looks just like balls and dick. If it looks like balls and dick, that's probably what they were doing.
It was I would take I wanna take the racism out of it and just say,
But
like,
I'm
that
telling you, it
gross
was
first kid.
racist.
Yeah,
Like that is racist,
okay,
dude.
but
That for sure. I'm just saying, like the breakdown of you got so many topics within this one thing, because you
yeah,
Ben Schneider, he was a womanizer, or is a womanizer.
yeah.
I mean, he literally like excluded the woman writer, goes into the office with all the men, talk, invites her back in. Oh, didn't you have that? Weren't you a phone sex worker before you got this job?
He was
Like,
creepy,
so this
no
is a
lie.
kind of the guy he was. And these are he wrote these shows.
Yeah, Dan Schneider was
Mhm.
gross because he even wrote the show where it was like they were running around a candy shop and they had this gooey white it was sugar, but it was when they poured it into the kids' mouths and then the kids spit it out because of their saliva mixed with the sugar, it
Mm-hmm.
just looks
Looks just
so
like
wrong, bro. It looks so wrong. I
Mm.
was if I had to put Dan Schneider anywhere, I'd definitely put him into the grooming category, and he probably has a ton of child porn somewhere, for sure. He was never convicted of anything, but homie was gross. Like, that
He
was
was never caught.
he was never
That's the
caught.
way that's the way I look at it. They talk about the relationships, not only with Amanda Bynes, but the one before that as well. Like, I think that he had a thing for, or has a thing for younger girls. The way he acts, grown men don't want to hang out with kids like that. They just don't.
And I mean,
And
hanging
if
all
they
over.
do, they really have a boundary. You know what I mean? Like that pastor hug, like, from the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
side
Yep.
kind of idea. Like, you're very
Picture where the hands
mindful.
are up, like that. If you're taking a picture with someone, like the hands are up, so you can see the hands. Like it's
Yes.
not even on, or it's on the shoulder. Like
Yeah.
literally, you see
Right.
the on the shoulder,
Upper.
up
It's
here. Yeah, but yep.
So this wasn't and on countless occasions, he was, like people were like, they're kind of close. And then
Yeah.
she, went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Just because he
That's
didn't
not a
get
coincidence. That's not a coincidence, the fact that she lost her shit after that. That is
I
no
mean,
coincidence.
And she was funny.
Yeah.
She
She
was
was.
funny. She was talented. Like,
Yeah.
this is something that should not have happened. And that bill that I testified again, or testified for, this is exactly that grooming. Like maybe nothing sexual happened, or maybe it didn't. I doubt it, but maybe it didn't. But those behaviors that were leading up to sexual assault, those are the ones that we want to get, so that way you don't have to go through that sexual assault, perhaps.
So here's the dude. Oh shoot, yeah, Brian Peck. He is one of the ones that was actually convicted of a bunch of stuff, and his literal role on the show was Pickle Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Pickle Boy, and he would literally carry around a gigantic plate of freaking large ass pickles. I'm sorry, dude. Like, how is that your they wrote that character for him? Like,
Yep.
gross. So gross. And he even was the dude that like loved John Wayne Gacy. He was writing letters back and forth with John Wayne Gacy.
They were in his nightstand.
Yeah. And this is what nobody's vetting the people working for you. You can't tell me that.
Well, first of all, he didn't have a record when he was hired at Nickelodeon. So like I can see that getting under the, not going unnoticed. However, when he does finally get convicted, he only gets convicted for 18 months. He only goes to jail for 18 months.
And
then Disney hires him with the criminal background.
He was convicted of sodomy with a person under the age of 16. He was convicted of like using a controlled substance with a child under the age of 16. These are not things, oral copulation with somebody under the age of 16. These are not things that like 16 months. Are you kidding me? And you can just go back to working with children again after that. This is what we're doing now.
And these actors that wrote on his behalf to get him out of jail sooner.
Oh yeah,
he's already experienced so much.
Yeah,
he's gone through so much.
You can't tell me that Cat Williams Illuminati shit isn't real. Like, this shit is real. It's happening. It's coming out.
You see those memes? It's only been a couple months into 2024.
Took Cat Williams 5 minutes to figure that shit out.
Just fucking shit up all over the place.
And that guy, or the guy that I just had up, Brian Peck, he was the dude that was like, parents weren't allowed on the set. So he was the dude that was walking them.
He was the handler.
Yeah. Walking them to and from places where parents weren't allowed to go. Now
he was the one that raped Drake. Drake is the one that he raped, and I mean it's really sad.
Show. Yeah, Drake Bell.
But it's sad because it created another sexual deviant.
All right, hold on, because yeah, I know. Yeah. He was underage girls. Drake Bell ended up being underage girls. Yeah. So wait, hold on. We got one more. This is all under, by the way, all under Dan Schneider. He is also convicted of way more disgusting crap. And it's fitting that his name is Jason Handy. Just saying. So this is this guy, right? So he was convicted of freaking everything, like 10,000 images of child porn, sexually explicit poses to images of girls in bondage, like gross crap that you just don't want to talk about. And he got more time, but he also had like trophies of like little Ziploc bags with girls' names on them, and had underwear in there, letters that they had wrote him, you name it, it was in Ziploc bags. And he got 2 felony counts, 6 years, and 2 counts of lewd acts with a child under the age of 14. And this is all on Nickelodeon. And so you're telling me it's not a pedophile ring? Definitely a pedophile ring, bro. Like, and they knew it. You can't convince me that otherwise. You can't convince me they didn't know it. You're writing all this weird shit for a child's television show, and you got 2 convicted pedophiles running around underneath you. You're telling me there's not more? I'm going with there's more. They just haven't been caught. No one said anything.
Well, and you don't even know about this right now anyway until 24 years later.
Not
Like you
right.
don't, nobody knew about this. This was happening back in 2000.
No, Jake,
And
what is happening on Ren and Stimpy? What? I was too old for Ren and Stimpy. What is that?
oh, I love Ren and Stimpy, or
Was
I
that
did.
was that weird? Did it have like weird undertones to it? I don't know what's
Oh,
happening.
most definitely.
Oh God.
Like it was
Oops.
very odd before. I mean, I bet if I went back and watched it today, I'd be like, oh,
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Ruining more childhood shows. That's great. But I mean, I'm sure it's been around forever. Like that was back in the early 2000s. These guys got convicted in 2006 and 2003. So this was I don't know if that could well, all I know is they always say, "Hey, what did you say, babe?" When they ask them, "Would you?" They ask child stars now, "Would you allow your kids to go into to be a child star?" And they're like, "Nah."
Yeah, I think it was Frankie Muniz with his kids. He said that he would never allow his kids to be child stars because of just everything that went on. He didn't really go into too many details. He just said that he definitely would never allow his children to be child stars. The hardest part for me to watch, was Drake's dad. And the most heartbreaking part was watching Drake's dad because he tried.
Yeah.
We always talk about like, where are the parents? Where are the parents? There are some parents that literally are like, okay, here you go. Like, go fix the problems. They live through their kids, go make the money. They're going to fix everything, change everything, and whatever. But Drake's dad really tried. And it just shows that kids are so impressionable.
Yeah.
And when there's somebody that's new or there's something that's like, they always want to go to the shiny new thing. Why would you not want to go to Disney? They're young, they're kids. They want to be in Disney all the time. They want to be surrounded by all of that young, magical stuff. And when you have a parent that's like, no, you can't, or putting rules and boundaries and whatever, like we're always the bad people. Parents are always the bad people because we, especially quote unquote helicopter parents, like I said, no, you can't do this. You can't do this. There's boundaries, there's rules and stuff like that. So when you have these adults that are fighting with their kids and telling them they can't do something, and then you have an adult that's like, well, that's okay. You don't need him. Like, you don't
Yeah.
need him as your manager. You don't need to be here. He doesn't need to be here. Like, we've got you. We've got your back. And again, that adult is the fun adult. That's where you get all the stuff. That's where you, all the, like I said, all the shiny stuff and whatever. So the fact that his father was like, I know that something could happen. Do not leave my kid alone with this person. And then hearing the fact that like it did happen, as a parent, like that was a once in a while thing that I've actually seen someone like a parent actually stand up and fight and say, I tried. But when you have people in positions of power that can give more things, and then we have our young kids that just want to be around all that stuff all the time, like that was very hard to see.
Just a real quick background, Elise. The father and mother had broken up, and the father was really the one helping Drake to be a
To follow
child
his
star or
truth, yeah.
whatever. He was kind of the manager and whatever.
He was a musician. Drake was a musician and all
Yeah.
that type of stuff. Yeah.
And he didn't he had to choose between the parents, or the parents were jostling between the kid or whatever. And Nickelodeon didn't really like the dad and didn't want the dad on set. So they kind of set the dad up to Nickelodeon kind of set the dad up to lose the kid. So Nickelodeon was like whispering in the mother's ear and whispering in the kid's ear.
Yep.
And so they actually got the kid and the mother to turn against the dad.
Yep.
And Drake wanted to go live with his mom. Because
mom kept saying yes and whatever. And so when the father was like to the mother, don't ever leave Drake alone with Peck.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool. She obviously lied to him, and then that's what happened. So, and then to find that out, knowing that you lost your rights to your kid to your partner at one point.
Yeah.
And then this happens, like, yeah, you could just see how heartbroken he was and how devastated he was.
Are you leaving kids alone, Jenna, anywhere? No.
No.
Yeah.
Not anywhere.
My nephew has never been with anybody other than the family. Like,
Yeah.
we're very funny about that.
You can't do it anymore.
No. I mean, it doesn't matter where you go. You really can't. Like, sleeping over people's houses.
Not happening.
Like, it's very,
Nope.
like, it's very rare. Like, it's very rare.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't want to, so there's that too.
Well, I was talking to someone about that, and because I asked them, like, this conversation came up, and I asked them if they had seen the documentary and whatever, and they're like, no, I haven't seen it yet. And then we were talking about like different things that we're putting in place now with our kid. And that's what I said. I was like, our kid will never sleep over at someone's house. And they're like, oh my God, why? And I'm like, what do you mean why? You hear more times than not that these stories about these kids going over to someone's house and then them being sexually assaulted at someone's house, because everybody could have the crazy weird uncle or the brother or the older brother or the other friend, like the friend of the friend that comes over and sleep. Like there's always people there that you don't know. So no, my kid's not going to go stay at someone else's house. Not happening.
It's just not safe.
Not right now.
And it's not even like if you want to come spend the night, more than welcome to.
100%.
Yeah.
You can come here.
100%.
Anytime.
But I mean, as far as going over there, no. It's okay. It's okay to hear no. You're not going to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You can spend the night wherever you want when you're 18 years old and you're paying your own bills.
At least I don't know what they didn't really cover the mom too much. I think she declined to be part of the documentary. And I haven't seen anything come up since it aired. So I'm not sure. And yeah, half the time it's someone you know. That was why that was always that thing where it's like stranger danger.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of not stranger danger. Not in these type of scenarios. It's usually someone that
guarantee you has something to do with money too.
This weird Hollywood thing is like, how are they protecting themselves like that? I get, something to do with money, right?
Well, money for some people, kids are currency as well. So,
well, we see that with the transgender movement.
And then you have people that aren't good people that have kids too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, you got to do this. Here you go.
Well, we see that with the Diddy thing, right? Like Diddy's mom kind of pimped her kid out a little bit. I don't want to be too harsh, but you send your kid away to live at a multi-millionaire record executives, house with parties filled with naked women and whatever, and he's like 14. What are you doing? You know what I mean?
Justin Bieber with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's so many. Like, I guarantee you. Just talking about.
Did you see the Super Bowl commercial with? Jeff, can you find that the Super Bowl? Like, there was part of the Super Bowl where it was Usher, Kevin Hart, and Diddy, and they're literally sitting on a bed, and Diddy's like, "Hey, come sit on the bed with me," and Kevin Hart's like, "Nah, man, gross." Oh my God, it's all over the place now. And then he stands up and starts talking to Usher, and like he starts talking about when they used to wake up in the morning together when he was a kid, and it's so weird and bizarre and uncomfortable. And I remember watching it and being like, "This is gross." Like you're literally admitting in the Super Bowl that you did weird shit with children. I'm sorry. That's what I heard. I heard that.
Well, this is how they do it, right?
And it's
a little bit at a time.
Oh my God.
Joke here and there.
Yeah.
Super Bowl time. But you know what I'm doing?
I don't know if he knew that it was like it was.
I'm telling you, it's creepy as hell. That's exactly how they do it, a little bit at a time.
Yeah, like it's in plain sight. And it's
Yeah,
like
just very nonchalant. Maybe nobody
Yep.
will notice.
Yep. It's like you admit
You-
what you're doing, and
Well,
everyone's like, "Oh, it can't be real."
go back and watch Obama speak. Go watch Obama's speeches. They
Mm.
will give you chills because at the time you weren't thinking that way, or maybe you weren't in politics or whatever. But some of the things he says, it'll make your skin crawl. You'll be like, "This son of a."
Mm.
Oh my god, I'm trying to
Like
find,
it's creepy. Like these people. I mean, you're not limited to Hollywood.
Yeah.
Anyone of power is capable of this type of behavior.
Mm.
it was so cringe. I can't even oh my god. Let me see if I can find this real quick. I was like, even if there is, um, even if he's not convicted and there's no, you know, no pressing charges, this is so weird that I can't not like
I don't know. 50 Cent put something out there
50's going
that
hard.
was like, "Ain't nobody raid your house like that if they don't believe that or if they haven't found anything yet." So, and the FBI raided all of his houses. Like,
Yeah, it was all over the place this morning, and now it's like gone.
it got too much.
Attention.
It
Yeah,
literally,
it got
it
too much
literally
attention.
was.
It'll come back. It'll come back in the algorithm again.
Oh, here we go. Hold on, let me see if I can pull this up, and it actually is like hold on. It's just short enough that we might be okay. Dude, it's so fucking weird.
Hey, come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it. You did it.
No. I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. Shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, just let's just put the camera low this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shots even.
Yeah, I think it's weird.
I don't want it to come close to the bed at all. I should look like he fresh off the goddamn plane. I should.
Fresh off the guard stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to
Here we go. And this is where it gets fucking weird.
wake up and, I mean, damn, pause, but like, just, I mean, back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over
He was 10.
the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother
Until
for real. We used
before
to
pause
actually
was
wrestle
invented.
It's
off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early. Now he's one of the richest songs in the world. And I love him.
What the fuck did Puff just?
what the fuck did Puff just say? Word.
The truth.
And he's laughing, having a great time. Usher looks like, what is happening to me? Like,
Say, nobody's gonna acknowledge this for me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes, and we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen,
I'm just saying. I don't know if I need him to actually be convicted of the shit, but I know something weird happened to Usher when he was like 10 or 14 or whatever age it was.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's some weird shit happening in the industry, and Cat wasn't wrong. Cat Williams is the GOAT.
Oh,
He done
you got a few out there that telling the truth. It's just a matter of people believing them.
Yeah.
And it's just not even Hollywood. It's average people too.
Chris Easterfield confessions. Tell you my confession. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Ouch.
But
yeah,
I
go ahead,
always,
Jana. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying like this happens all the time, and this is exactly why we should be educated on what grooming looks like And because maybe you can prevent some of this from happening, but a lot of people are like, oh, that would never happen, or oh, you know what I mean, like, or don't even know that it's happening.
I was gonna say, I think it's more of that too, of not knowing that it's happening, and then all of a sudden you look back, or you're having a conversation with someone, and you're like,
Aha,
"Oh shit, okay,
that was what it was.
yeah,
And
yeah."
then the parents get embarrassed too, right? When you figure out that it's happening, parents get embarrassed and they don't wanna say anything to help because they're like, "Oh, I look like a bad parent now." Well, you look like a worse parent not finding out and not saying anything for your kid and being your kid's advocate. You know what I mean? Like, you can be embarrassed, fine, it happened, it sucks, it happened on your watch, like, these guys are good at what they do, predators are good at what they do. But parents take the blame, and then they feel shitty, and then they don't wanna say anything because they don't want anybody to know that on their watch, their kid got hurt. It's like, it's not about you.
I was gonna say that's when they make it about themselves, and
Them.
it's not,
It's not about you.
going becoming a parent and thinking that you're gonna be the perfect parent is an expectation and that you could never live up to.
For sure.
We're not trying to be perfect parents. We're doing the best that we can with the knowledge that we have, and that's why we continue to pay attention to get more knowledge, to always gain more knowledge. What is going on? What do we have to look for? Who is a potential threat? What do we keep him in? What do we keep him off of? All of these things, and making these rules and decisions the best that we can by continuing to learn and listen to what the world is saying and what is going on in this world. It doesn't mean that we're going to be perfect parents. It doesn't mean that we're incapable of making mistakes, but it's when you make a mistake, and even if it's to an extent that's this big and something happens to your child, it's okay to admit that it was a mistake, and yeah, it was on your watch, but you still are a parent that needs to take care of that child. Go deal with your own shit on your own times. But by not saying anything, by not being there now with the knowledge that you know, and not making those steps and taking those actions after you find out what happened,
Yeah. Crazy.
that's selfish. You're being selfish and making it about you when it has nothing to do with you and it has everything to do with your child.
Now you got a bunch of kids trying to figure it out
Mhm.
with no help.
Well, and that's also part of the reason why, you know, transitioning our kids so young and going from 0 to 100 and not having these conversations, it's just like, just wait. Just slow down. Just have conversations. Just, you know what I mean? And it's feeling like that you have to follow your child's lead without asking questions doesn't make you a good parent either.
Would you have snatched your kid up, like, some of those things that, the parents were talking about on the Nickelodeon thing that they noticed that they would you have snatched
Immediately,
Mhm.
without question. And that's how you know money was involved. Because at the end of the day, and part of it was probably they didn't want their kids mad at them because maybe they didn't think anything was going on. Maybe the kids didn't get that discernment, but the parents had it. They probably either A, the money, or
Right.
B, it was I didn't want to hear them. I didn't want my kid to be mad at me.
Be mad.
Like because
Right.
that, like, this is their biggest dream, like blah 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 blah. And also shame, right? Shame,
Yep.
guilt,
Yep.
whatever. Like,
Yep.
so there's so many different reasons. Like, some people go, oh, I know what I would do. You don't know.
Right.
You don't know
Right.
until you're actually in that situation. Like, I hope with a whole heart that if I had a kid and that was the situation, I was the parent and I saw that situation for what it was, that I would immediately know. That's what I hope I do. But do I know that that's what I would do? No, I don't know, because I wasn't in that situation. Like, there's so many people that go, oh, if I was sexually assaulted as a kid, I would straight up and go and tell. You don't
You
know
don't
that.
know that.
You
You don't know that. Like, you don't know how you're going to take it. People process trauma differently. The same thing could happen to me and Garrett, and me and Garrett could have
Handle it differently.
opposite opposite ways that we handle it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, I mean, you never know, especially when it comes to, situations like that. And I could see where, man, that would it would break my heart to see like me kind of take my kid from something they really enjoy. Like imagine that
Mm-hmm.
you had to make that has to be hard. You don't
Oh,
want your
yeah.
kid to feel, you know what I mean? Like I obviously want to keep them safe too. But I mean, that whole thing is very traumatic, I would imagine.
Yeah, because we say all the time.
I don't. What happened?
I swallowed, bro. I'm sorry. Add me. Sorry.
Okay. She was coughing, so she Okay, better? Yes? Can you hear me now?
Uh, yes. But I have to wrap this up real quick.
Okay.
I just have another Zoom meeting in 20 minutes, and my roommate needs a ride. So,
Well, thank you for coming and hanging out with us
My
as
bad.
always.
oh, I love hanging out with y'all. Y'all
Yeah.
are the best.
Girl, my bad. It's left over from over the weekend.
Sounds exciting.
Dude,
No, she
it was a
was
bad.
sick,
No.
Like, I
crazy. It was
barely made it through
awful.
the weekend.
Yeah, it was awful.
But
But yeah, let's do this again soon sometime.
Absolutely. Until next time, y'all.
super fun.
All right.
Sorry guys. Clinton, thanks.
Bye.
Have a super awesome day.
Yeah,
You
you
too.
too. You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh shoot. My bad. Holy crap.
That's all right. I'll finish this by just finish up my thought or whatever
Yeah,
before
I'm sorry
we
about that.
No, it's all good. You don't know until you're in a situation like that, but we've talked about before. I would rather Bubs be mad at me because I made a decision that I felt like at the time was the best for him and the safest for him
Yeah.
than to not make that decision. But again, you don't know unless you're there. But that's what I've learned through watching and learning and experience and all this type of stuff. At the end of the day, my number one thing is to protect him.
Yeah,
And
for
I'm
sure.
okay with him being mad at me by
Yeah.
me protecting him.
Me too. And he'll understand it later, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
I'm not here to be my kid's friend right now when it comes to stuff like that.
No.
But
I want him to feel comfortable and trust me enough to come and tell me when things are wrong.
yeah,
But I'm also not his best friend. I'm not his friend.
word.
I'm his mother. I'm his mother first, and we get to do fun things together, and we get to go, spend time together and make memories together. But first and foremost, I am his mother, and I will always, 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 always put that title with my relationship with him first, then friend. Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
So,
And they weren't. And those parents weren't. I'm sorry. I always hate messing with, but you saw something
mhm.
and you didn't yank that kid.
Yep. Yep. And it's very sad that, that some parents do use their children to get ahead. And it's very sad. I mean, we hear awful stories about women or mothers and parents that have kids and what they do for their kids and all that type of stuff. And so, listen, it just makes me hold my kid a little bit closer and be very grateful that we have each other and we have a kick-ass kid and we do the best that we can every day to protect him, and we'll continue to do that. So, but thanks, guys.
All right, guys. Appreciate you.
Thanks.
Clinton, thanks.
See you next time. Bye.